been some pretty significant claims on finding dinosaur DNA and tissues recently. I'm here to walk you through the claims and whether or not they're dubious. We are cautiously optimistic, but welcome to science. Yes, we argue with each other. A group out of Liverpool has claimed that they got actual dinosaur tissue, type 1 collagen, which is pretty delicate. Just ask me, my collagen doesn't work. This is not just an extraordinary claim, it kind of turns everything we know about proteomics and how proteins degrade on its head. To be fair, this should not be possible by the laws of thermodynamics as we know them. But sure, there could be very specific circumstances that we didn't know about. Let's start with the basics on how we can evaluate a paper. This was posted in Analytical Chemistry. It has an impact factor of 8. That's nothing to scoff at, but it's also not great. You would expect a groundbreaking paper to end up in Nature, something with an impact factor of 20 or higher. Yeah, this would not be expected for groundbreaking science. Now you will notice there was a correction in their paper, figure 6. They used bovine and turkey collagen to compare the collagen they found to say that look how similar it is. However, no, this had to be corrected. That is actually their dinosaur sample, made it into figure 6. They had it twice in the paper. Now that did pass peer review because it was slightly modified, so the reviewers didn't run the experiment themselves, they didn't notice immediately. That correction was provided, and the authors claim that it strengthens their initial claim. See, it's so similar, but it does give us some questions about their ability to perform research. If they can't handle a control properly, how do we know they handled any of it properly? This involves chromatography and other methods to determine if it is indeed collagen and not just contamination. As for whether or not this is true, many are cautiously optimistic, but time will tell. More research is needed, as it always is. I'm going to provide a bet that it is not. Now, if you want some extraordinary science that has a lot more going for it, the nuclear preservation of cartilage. This did not find tissue. What they actually found was fossilized chromatin, so the proteins that your DNA wraps around, perfectly preserved. So preserved that they could image it. Now let's be clear, we're not talking about DNA here. We're talking about the protein-DNA scaffold. And if they are correct, yes, it does look an awful lot like modern-day chickens. Let's be cautiously optimistic because communications biology also has an impact factor of 5.2. If you aren't familiar with what impact factor means, it's how many times an article would be cited on average from that journal. Journals who have a higher impact factor are held to a higher standard, and there's lots of just garbage publications. If correct, this is the second time ever that a fossil has been found with this kind of preservation. Essentially, it would be an extraordinarily rare event that could only happen under certain circumstances. And yes, it is demineralized cartilage, meaning there's nothing left of the original biology. So no, I'm sorry, there are no hopes for Jurassic Park, at least not yet, unless there's an entirely different phenomenon going on that we didn't know about, or we figure out time travel.